ดีค่ะทุกคนวันนี้สรุปประเด็นกันนะ
MD number 222 and 1 The Last Hope, the end of the famous temple? Why did the children let him destroy the merit plus children plus temple of everyone at 01, Mangkorn 671,127? Hello everyone. Today let's summarize the points. 02 invited 06 to discuss the criminal case of 01 in January 2023, or does everyone have to accept it? When the result is that 02 decided not to close the case for 01, there are 180 days that the prosecutor informed that he would not sue anymore. He can come to close the case for 01 within 180 days from October 2023, which means that the opportunity will be gone after April 2024. But if there is no closing, it means that the opportunity has been thrown away and there will be no more chances. Some people say that it's okay, just wait for the statute of limitations and you will be free anyway. It's true, but it's freedom to escape the case. Not freedom to be innocent, because the opportunity to close the case means that you are innocent and the court has already ruled that you are innocent and will not sue. That is, the case will be closed transparently and you will regain your innocent status and not be the talk of the town. But when they did not close the case and plan to let the statute of limitations expire, it means that they let you be tainted and then people will later meet you and accuse you, saying that you have fled the case until the statute of limitations expired before you can return. There will be people who will say bad things about you. Just think about it, you have virtue. It is called miraculous virtue, no different from your grandmother, and Luang Pu saw it in the Dhammakaya subject. If someone has verbal abuse against you, they will sin, right everyone? And should it be appropriate for people who do not know anything to commit sin because they misunderstood it by creating a trend of incitement and not closing the case to make you clean? Like this? It is like letting you sin from accusing you because of a misunderstanding. You are very careful about this matter and do not want anyone to sin unintentionally. But look, 02 decided not to close the case for 01, and the host also heard the reason. The host asked himself if 01's birthday was coming up, would he be able to come out? At that time, the host went to talk in March 2024. It turned out that 02 himself said that he probably wouldn't come out again. Look at people, how can you say such words? A single word cut off the sound of 01's destiny for the rest of his life? Would everyone accept it if they heard this? But he really said that he probably wouldn't come out again. And he also privately thought for everyone to hear that this is the inner area. What he heard and really knew, he said it out loud. He said that he wouldn't let me stay here. He wanted me to go live somewhere else. He accused me of playing the stock market. These three sentences were the reason why 02 didn't close the case for 01 by stating his intention that he wouldn't let 01 come out again. It means that in the 180 days until April 2024, he won't go to close the case for 01 because he's afraid that once 01 comes out, he'll come and chase 02 out of the temple and not let him stay here because he's playing the stock market. These words, no one has ever heard Luang Por 01 speak to anyone before. Luang Por has never chased anyone away from the temple because he was playing the stock market. Does this sound familiar to everyone? It's similar to the time in 2015, in the middle of the Buddhist Lent, when Luang Por chased 06 away from the temple and not let him return because he took 700 million baht or 600 to 700 million baht from the donations from the Chedi Toxin Chedi Construction Fund. But he didn't say where he took it or what he did, so Luang Por gave it to him. There was no word saying that he took it to play the stock market and then Luang Por chased him away. But this is information that definitely came from 06, who was the only person who was chased away from the temple by 01. The certainty that 02 brought up and caused 02 to not help 01 close the case and let him be free and clean, it came from this reason. Who do you think it came from? Whoever confirmed it made O2 confident that this story is true because O6 was really kicked out of the temple, right everyone? But O6 went to tell O2 that it was because he played the stock market that O1 kicked him out of the temple, which made O2 think that O2 also played the stock market. If O1 got out, he would have been kicked out of the temple too. Whether O6 made O2 think it himself or was the one who instigated it. In the end, it made O2 decide not to help O1 even though there was only one chance and it was his own endorsement from the beginning. It made O2 forget his promise, forget about merit and sin. Forget that he promised O1, who is the leader, who has power, who has such special virtue. Your lie that you forgot that you said you would do it but you didn't do it. It's the same as lying. Lying to a person of this level of special virtue, how much of a sin will you get? Everyone, and you lied and didn't help just because you were afraid that if you came out, he would come and kick you out. What happened was that the abbot was not wrong. What happened was that you have a duty to help because you already gave your promise. But you are deciding to do something sinful to yourself just because you are afraid of something that hasn't happened yet. Because O1 hadn't come out to chase him out of the temple yet. But he was afraid that he would be chased out of the temple, so he decided not to help him out. What kind of mindset is this, everyone? It's being tricked, and who could trick him? There's only O6. Because they invited him themselves. So the invitation to come and discuss in January 2023 regarding the case of Center 1. It's clear that O2 decided not to help O1 because of O6's advice on this matter. This is equal to O2 being tricked and being tricked into believing that if he helped Zero out, he would be chased out of the temple by O1, just like O6 was chased out before. And O6 probably lied and said, "You were chased away because you invested the money in the stock market." But O6 didn't say that the temple's money for building the pagoda was used for this purpose. If they had said that, do you think O2 would have agreed to it? O2 must have seen that doing that is stealing. Stealing donated money is a sin anyway. O2 wouldn't do that. And do you think a person like O6 would tell O2 the truth like this? He just said that he was chased away because he invested in the stock market, and O2 believed it. Is this being gullible, everyone? How can you believe it? Believing O6. Who O1 chased him away from the temple, that he hadn't done anything wrong except for investing in the stock market. This is abnormal for everyone. This is abnormal for O2. Is it impossible? Why? Shouldn't O2's vast morality and knowledge of Dhamma have allowed him to make a more accurate diagnosis?
ทำไมคุณธรรมคุณวิเศษคุณความรู้ธรรมะที่มากมายของ02ควรจะทำให้วินิจฉัยถูกต้องกว่านี้ไหมแต่เนี่ย
But this decision of yours, it made O1 not have freedom from this lawsuit for the rest of his life because of O2's actions. Whether you blame it on O6 or believe that O6 was the one who whispered in his ear, it's up to you. But what happened was that the person who committed more sins than O1 became O2 directly. How much merit will O2 have left, everyone? And today, O2 is still the head monk. Some people say that he is just old and has the most years of monkhood, so he was accepted as the head monk. But he does not have any position. I'm sorry, everyone, I already know that there is no position. But when someone said that O6 wanted to do this or that, the monk did not agree. So he went to consult O2. O2 said that if he wanted something, just give it to him. Is that responsible? And all the children of Luangpur O1, whether they are in the inner or outer regions. If O2 is like this, then if O6 comes to demand anything that is not merit or an action that is not correct, and O2 just does not acknowledge it, just says that if he wants something, give it to him. Those are irresponsible words, everyone. And then it turned out that taking the group to commit a sin was acceptable because O2 was not aware. He only accepted that if it was O6, whatever was asked.
มันกลายเป็นแบบนั้น
Everyone would be like
แล้ว
that.
ตอนเนี้ย
And now, what has O2 done?
ก็ไม่มี
No one has asked until the matter of giving the temple and branch center to the higher-ups, the Kumari, dividing the benefits 70 to 30.
แบ่งประโยชน์
This is something that has come out and can be clearly spoken about because there is real information, it has been spoken about. The question is, does anyone dare to really ask?
คำถามก็คือ
If it really happened, is it right? Some people say that if the higher-ups want it to be true, they can't stop them.
ถ้าหากว่า
They can say that if they are afraid of the royal power. But we should act as disciples of the Lord Buddha, disciples of Luangpur Dhammajao, right?
จะทำในทาง
Everyone should know that this matter did not just happen during the time that Luangpur was gone.
ไม่ใช่เหรอทุกคน
But when Luangpur was there, they came to ask. This is not an accusation. They really came to ask. The news is that they came to ask, it's true. But Luangpur never gave. He has come to speak in kindergartens many times that we can't give it because it is a sin. The money of the devotees graduated from high school to make merit with Buddhism. We must use it in meritorious activities to create merit for the donors. If we take this money to give to someone who asks for it, we don't know what they will do with it. It can be merit or sin. They have no right to use that money because they are not the Buddha. They are not the field of merit where people who make merit will receive merit in return. So Luangpur doesn't give it to them no matter how many times they ask. And so it's like a reason that they obstruct the business. There are always problems. There is always news. It's like a process that the dark side interferes to obstruct him because he doesn't get a share of this. Doesn't everyone notice that when news like this comes out, it hasn't reached the children yet? But have you noticed that the business of the culture of the project that has been announced since 2019 seems to be going smoothly? Everything seems to be supported by the palace. There is support here and there. They receive fans, positions, promotions, etc. All the big projects that Luangpur once thought of doing but were obstructed are now going smoothly all over the world. What is it? It reflects that there is giving in things that were never given in the past. And then he helped back here. It's a hypothesis, it's not a definite statement, but it's important. Why did everyone, oh one, let the hidden dragon come and tell clearly and urgently to find the truth from O2 urgently? Why, if you don't hurry to find the answer and let what's going on, if it's right, if it's true? It's all sin. Before you know it, you've gone through it with him and you can't go back. It's not merit anymore, but there's only sin forever. Isn't it too late? You'll know then and then ask. But now, during the time that we're fighting, meaning merit and sin are fighting, the gods and the devils are fighting. He keeps sending signals through the real experts for us to come and tell everyone to hurry up and be aware of this matter and go check it out. If that's not true, that's good. We want it to be untrue, right? But the information that came out like this is real talk and real action, but mostly, the higher-ups are involved, right? It's possible that 06 claimed to do it instead, but he didn't give it to him. Everyone has to look at this first. We didn't accuse the higher-ups of really taking it, but 06 really claimed it. Someone saw that the organization was really involved. But whether the organization is real or a lie to trick the temple people into working for it, and after the money is divided, does it go into their pockets or does it really reach the Kumari? No one knows for sure. Therefore, whether this action is real or not, the claim is real, but who is responsible? Everyone will just let it happen and close their eyes and ears to it, only accepting that we do what is meritorious. We will only get the main merit, the original merit that Luangpur invited. The intention when Luangpur invited was pure. As for who is behind it, coming to take it, those who do that will sin. But those who do it and make merit according to Luangpur's original intention will be considered to gain merit. This is merit. As for merit and sin, sin can only be considered in cases like this. But in new projects that have announced new names to worship the Dharma, Luangpur will be more than 70 years old, 80 years old. Especially 80 years old, there are many projects. Isn't everyone surprised that they have to raise so much money, claiming to worship the Dharma, 80 years old Luangpur, but no one has seen Luangpur come out. But inside the temple, there are claims that they have met Luangpur and talked to Luangpur. But I'm sorry, if there is no information from Mangkorn Songkai, you can believe it however you want, but coincidentally, Mangkorn Songkai told me before everyone said they met the monk in the temple. They didn't dare to say it out loud because they were afraid that DSI would come and raid. But the truth is that Mangkorn Songkai already said that there was a fake one.
แต่ไม่มีใครเห็นหลวงพ่อออกมาเลยแต่ข้างในวัดก็มีอ้างกันนะว่าได้เจอหลวงพ่อได้คุยกับหลวงพ่อแต่ขอโทษเถอะถ้าไม่มีข้อมูลจากมังกรซ้อนกายนะอยากเชื่อไงก็ได้แต่บังเอิญมังกรซ้อนกายบอกมาก่อนที่ทุกคนจะบอกว่าเจอหลวงพ่อในวัดซะอีกนะเขาก็ไม่กล้าพูดกันออกไปเขากลัวว่าเดี๋ยว DSI จะมาบุกไงแต่ความเป็นจริงก็คือมังกรซ้อนกายบอกแล้วว่ามันมีตัวปลอม
They created a fake account to support them to make the orders look real, but in reality, they claimed fake orders since they couldn't give orders since April 22, 2018. They never gave orders, so they decided to leave the temple on February 2, 2019. It's all true. When I was at the temple, I couldn't give orders. When I was at the temple, I couldn't do Dhammakaya meditation through the pagoda because they made the pagoda dirty. It was a waste of merit. It's not that I gave up or anything. It was a waste of merit that had to be distilled to be clean again and then cleaned or help with the power to help there and here. It had to be cleaned first. If they did it once and it was over, it would be over. But they used the method of inscribing yantra on the gold sheet and doing magic spells. They chanted every day during that time. They used all the merit to fight there. There was no merit left for anything else. So, the Reverend Father decided to leave the temple, in order for his children to be able to stay. Now let me ask you, if your children are able to stay. He took over the temple and tricked them into doing evil and sinful things without realizing it. Wouldn't that be worse than letting your children be abandoned by the temple? Well, think about it yourself. Luangpur thought that his 3,000 children devoted their lives to him, so the temple belongs to us. Why would we give it to others? Wouldn't it perish too soon? But as long as his children are still alive, seeing, remembering, thinking, knowing, and still alive, they can still fight. If the information from the hidden dragon reaches his children, it means that everyone will understand correctly. They will be able to protect their temple and do the right thing, preventing them from committing sins from our temple. They will not trick the group into committing sins anymore. Now, I have become a matter that O1 himself has to regret over and over again because his children do not know, do not listen, and do not do as he has advised through those who know the truth. It has even reached the point where O2 refuses to close the case, citing this reason. If you consider it, it is a different story and episode. But a person of O2's level in this reason, if O1 is released, will he chase him out of the temple because he plays the stock market like this? It turns out that O1 is that unreasonable, everyone. Can O2 misunderstand O1 with this reason? Everyone, when they used to love each other, respect each other, and understand the Dhamma to that extent? Therefore, it is an issue that those who know the truth say that O2 was drugged, made to be confused, black magic, and charmed, causing O2 to forget O1. At this point, if O2 really is like that, then O2's decisions every day have become like not feeling guilty about causing O1 to lose his future with this group for the rest of his life. People also understand that O1 is still in the temple, just not coming out. But it is understood that he can still give orders and has many projects to do. Does O2 really not know that all of these projects came from fake orders? Most importantly, O2 has committed a great sin and sin against O1 directly and personally, which no one can replace or use. Because he cannot replace him, even O2 himself cannot take responsibility for himself. And don't we, the villagers, the hosts, have any doubts? If it's outside the area, no one dares to ask what the truth is, because is that the right thing to do? Since the Dhammachakra chanting project in 2015 started, and coordination will come to do this only when there is an award ceremony. And the award ceremony will be prominently announced in the parliament for the public to know. In January 2017, since then I found out which district people never followed O1's orders. They wouldn't do anything when they were ordered. They would only do it when there was a reward and enticing prize. Otherwise, they wouldn't follow it. It's been like that since then. So if it was really O1's direct orders, the inner district has never agreed to do it. This shows that the inner district people have always been O6's followers. O1's orders were only really given to the income district people during November 2017, when Lieutenant Call went to practice Dhamma. Then O6 fled to America. Then O1 could give orders until April 2018, his birthday. After that, he couldn't give orders anymore. No one in the outer district saw any more orders until the end of the year. But during that year, no one knows what orders the inner districts encountered. But the dragon in the body happened in July 2018 and told the story of what happened to O1 in the temple all the time. They kept sending each other until they entered the temple, and in August they posted on Facebook. That's what caused him to get in trouble until there was an urgent meeting in August 2018 on the 26th. Then the order was issued. But as far as I know, the first order didn't prohibit anyone from entering the temple because someone asked O1 and he said that it couldn't be prohibited. Forbidding people from entering the temple is not allowed because it is a great sin. But in the end, an internal order was leaked prohibiting the two people who sent the dragon story. That is, prohibiting them from entering the temple. They claimed that it would cause division in the group. This is to protect themselves from being chased out of the temple. If many people know about the dragon, it will make them unable to stay at the temple. They didn't. They weren't afraid of confrontation. They just didn't want to confront it. When they knew that many people knew, they would just run away, and when the matter died down, they would come back like what O6 did. But don't forget that O1, if he was the true leader of merit making for the suppression faction who was still alive, but he was obstructed at that time. He couldn't give orders anymore. Anyone who has encountered orders issued after that until today, and all projects have gone smoothly, can you guess? Since O1 ordered work and did not accept, did not help, and there were many obstructions from outside, but that is truly a meritorious work that is being fought against. It is very obstructed, difficult to do. But after that, everything went smoothly and easily, but it was definitely a sinful work, and it has continued to be a sinful work to this day. And those who forge all the advice, did it only to command wealth. And people were invited to commit sin with them since then. Which district people enter to work and receive compensation for work as a reward until they are familiar with it because there is a new project and claim that it comes from someone. They believe that it is a job from O1 to do, but its meaning is that no matter who, if they are given money to do and there is a reward, they will do it. That's why they work smoothly, easily, and are especially diligent. And this is the reason why the people in the inner district who receive a salary in the temple have less merit than the people in the outer district who are the real accumulators of merit. Because the outer district, to create merit each time, merit must be worked and earned. It is called truly creating merit. And every project of O1 was successfully completed by the children of the outer district during the years 2009 to 2018, which is only until April 22, 2018, which is the only real merit project of O1. After that, if it is a project announcing a new name, any new name is definitely not the real O1. The inner district only knows but does not do it. I mean general work. If you are going to do any new project, there must be a reward. And you must praise and announce it to the world. This is the attitude of the people in which district is wrong from the beginning. Having to give special awards and announcing the names of the workers who agreed to do the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta chanting project in 2017. This is clear, the clearest from the beginning. And the unity in the organization, which poor Tor likes to bring up all the time and claim that it is the advice of O1 as well, makes them not accept the story of Mangkorn Sangkaya, saying that it is a story that causes division in the group, falsely citing teachers and such. The refusal to accept because they say that what Mangkorn Sangkaya told is causing the unity of the group to be divided. In reality, it is not like that at all, because it does not make the group that is dominated by delusion and lies wake up. If everyone knows, they will wake up, but the delusion that knows the truth will stop being stupid. This is not criticizing people. The word stupid means not knowing. When the truth is told, the stupidity disappears. But importantly, when the mafia in the temple claims that the story of Mangkorn Sangkaya is a story that causes division in the group and forbids them from knowing, reading, or sharing it, it becomes that the inner group, who followed the order, also ordered to tell the outer groups as well. The outer groups that agreed to follow this order as well. It will become a group that cannot escape from the delusion, cannot wake up to the fact that they are being lied to. Then everyone will unite and gather in ignorance, not separating themselves, not realizing that what they are inviting them to do is not actually from the monk, but it is sinful, pure sinful. But they do not know. Because they do not know, they continue to do it, which is the same as continuing to sin. If sending the story of the dragon hidden in the body to let everyone know, in meaning to let them know and not be tricked into committing sins, do good people see this as causing the group to split up? It is not, right, everyone? This is the explanation that I thought would be short, but it is long. But it is considered the clearest summary. And it has become a desire that O1 must tell through the real experts over and over again. Especially the project that caused the black sinful stars to stick to the bodies of all children throughout 30,000 temples that went to make merit for Kathan all over Thailand. You do not know how to solve it if all children are not alert to this information that if it is true, what we do is all sinful. If all children are not alert to this information that if it is true, what we do is all sinful, then everyone comes to build merit to want sin or merit. Shouldn't it be clear first? If it can't be made clear yet, shouldn't we have to think ahead? What if it really is a sin? Why do we want to take on the sin? We shouldn't do it, everyone. Okay, you said you did it in advance because you were afraid of missing out on merit. Your question is you're afraid of missing out on merit, but you won't carry any sin with you. If it is a sin, you just won't gain more merit. But you will have the opportunity to clearly find the truth, whether it is actually a sin or not. It only looks at the two important points as mentioned in the song. First, what was the reason why O2 didn't help close the case? O1, is it true that they didn't close it? And that, O2's answer must come from O2 himself. That will make everyone think for themselves what you will do next. And two, there's something that says O6 represents the higher-up, Kumari. Someone asked who the Kumari was. It's the name of a royal member with a long surname and the word Kumari in the name, that person. But this isn't it. This is an accusation. He said it himself, and the information was clearly stated so that those who joined that group would understand correctly and not come to make merit at the temple or to make merit at the branch again. This is an order. That is, the new believers in the special classroom have already told about this and clearly stated that Fra Maha Drive. Somchai Thanawat, though, is the one who told everyone this information. He is the representative of the Kumari heaven and negotiated with O1. O1 agreed to give the temple and the branch to the Kumari heaven as a way to pay off old karma and was happy to share the benefits 70 to 30. This is the information that O6 gave himself, and that group told everyone who joined that group. Then it reached the children of the group of Luangpur because they came to invite Luangpur's children that the temple had been given to the Kumari heaven, and so we should go find a place to build a new temple. They wanted to find a place to build a new temple. That's why they told this story. You can't blame them, but you can't say that they made this up themselves. Who would dare to claim Kumari, right? So, this matter was really claimed by O6, but in reality, was Kumari involved or not? Did she really receive the 70% share? No one has investigated this matter. You have to ask the representative of O6, the representative of the higher-ups, whether they really did this or not, and whether the temple really knew about this or not. And every project that came out resulted in a large amount of donations continuously. Claiming 80 years, but this project is like doing it every quarter. Like a company that has an accounting business every 3 months and must have income and then share 70% with them and keep 30% for use to support the temple, it is like that. So, whether O6 is at the temple or not, what he said, it really caused action, so it is not something that can be suddenly cited and then accused of.
ตัวแทนของเบื้องบนว่าเขาทำเรื่องนี้จริงหรือไม่แล้วในวัดรู้เรื่องนี้จริงหรือไม่และทุกโครงการที่ออกมาทำให้เกิดยอดเงินบริจาคมากมายต่อเนื่องอ้าง80ปีอ้าง80ปีแต่คือโครงการเนี่ยเหมือนทำทุกควอเตอร์เหมือนบริษัทที่มีกิจการทำบัญชีทุก3เดือนแล้วจะต้องมีเงินรายได้แล้วก็แบ่งไปให้เขา70% แล้วเอาไว้ใช้งาน 30% เพื่อเลี้ยงวัดมันเข้าลักษณะนั้นซะดังนั้นไม่ว่าตัว06จะอยู่ที่วัดหรือไม่สิ่งที่เขาพูดเอาไว้มันทำให้เกิดการลงมือทำกันจริงๆมันจึงไม่ใช่เรื่องที่อยู่ดีๆจะยกอ้างมาแล้วก็มากล่าวหาเขาแต่สำคัญว่าลูกหลวงพ่อ
But the important thing is that if this is true, what will you do? Will you allow it to happen? Don't think that you don't have the right. If you want the temple, you have to give it to them. No, if you believe in the law of karma, if you are the children of the Lord, what the Lord teaches is merit and sin, and what you have to preserve is Buddhism, Dhammakaya, and the merit of the group that will reach the ultimate Dhamma. The Lord once said that personal matters should be indifferent. Regarding religion, you have to put aside indifference and go for it. So this is a matter of religion. Everyone, suddenly you want the Lord to use his power to seize the temple and take the share, isn't it? Because that is committing sin. The Lord has already taught this. And will everyone allow him to commit sin in everyone's merit-making event? And the principles that the Lord teaches, if the initial intention is to make merit, that is, do it and gain merit. Behind the scenes, who will cheat or embezzle? The person who does that will gain sin. It has nothing to do with the person making merit. But when the initial intention is to do a project to bring in money to be divided 70 to 30, it immediately becomes an initial sin. When it is an initial sin, no merit has arisen from the beginning. Everyone who comes to make merit and says that they have gained merit, has a pure heart, gains merit. You went to make merit at 30,000 temples throughout Thailand for the Reverend Father. You said that you got merit, But the center of your body was attached to the sinful tree that started from the sinful side because he thought of doing this project to get 70% of the money to give to the higher being. This was the intention before he thought of this project from the Reverend Father who had done the Kathan Samrit throughout Thailand at only 5,000 temples, which was a lot. So he expanded it to 30,000 temples and made it a contribution to the Kathan throughout Thailand and then went to the temples that already had Kathan. What was it for? It was not the intention to support Buddhism, but it was to find friends and find an excuse to have money come in and then share it with whoever they wanted to make merit or sin. Do you know? But when the original intention was to take money from the temple for personal use, whether it was for 06 or to give to the higher being, the Kumari, is it true? You have to ask him. But it is embezzlement of donated money because you didn't come to speak directly to everyone and let them know and agree to give it from the beginning. It is taking something that was not given. It is stealing. It is a violation of the second precept. But the intention that he had to think of doing this project was the intention to steal. Because I don't want to tell everyone the truth. If I told the truth, would everyone give it to me? I wouldn't, right? So this is stealing. This is committing a sin, breaking the second precept, which is a sin. And he committed a sin. He wanted to commit a sin, so he took a project that could make money. And citing 01 is an excuse that makes people want to do a lot of things for him. It's a way to make money. It's easy to make a lot of money, so he had to cite him and keep citing him. In 1 year that he's 80 years old, in these 12 months, he's done a whole new project every quarter, 4 projects, everyone. And is this project a project that everyone can join and make merit? No, it's all black sinful stars. Which is a sign that the dragon hides through the real wise person to tell him that he saw his children and saw only black. He cried and cried until now, asking why no one asked. Why do you want to stay in this black star until you die? Why don't you come together to ask for the truth first? Stop it so you don't have to commit sins. This is his wish. Because everyone shouldn't misunderstand that he's helping him, but in reality, he wants everyone to do this to help everyone themselves. By relying on your story as the main point to check the right and wrong, to make the right decision and do the right thing, it is to protect everyone's rights, it has nothing to do with you. So please understand this correctly, you love and care about all your children very much. You can't come in but you advise, let everyone protect their own rights. But if everyone accepts this situation and accepts to sin until death, then you will see that you have misunderstood all along. Isn't it a waste, everyone? It is a waste of being born. You can only cry because of sadness, very sad when thinking of your children, seeing only black dots around you all the time. How can everyone be happy? And it has nothing to do with whether you are happy or sad. It has to do with whether everyone knows that they are taking sin to go to hell, not to go to comfort. How will you pray to go to the highest state of Dhamma? 02. How will you lead the prayer? How will it be admirable? Even yesterday's Loi Kratong, 02 said that we have succeeded in 30,000 temples. All over Thailand, everyone has received merit, congratulations, just writing to give. Just talking so much, but in reality, has anyone asked if those 30,000 temples were really donated? Did they donate all 30,000 temples? No, I've seen people post on the news that this person and that person said, altogether it's not even 5,000 temples. This is where the money goes. Where does it go? If they really took 70, leaving 30, is this all they can do? Doesn't that make sense, everyone? And are you satisfied with this? Then what else can they deceive you about? If you don't hurry up and ask the truth, they will keep doing this until you stop doing it for them. They will find a reason to seize the temple, close it, and sell it. Will you wait until that time comes? When your merit runs out, they can seize it. Do you still have merit now? Those who didn't join them still have merit if you know about this. Whether you believe it or not, but you are not under the control of delusion. You didn't join in committing sins like that in any new projects because you didn't believe in it to begin with. When you hear about this from the dragon like this, if you see the reason, you should go and help. Go and help. Let's get together. Go ask for the truth. We need to make it news. We need to make an announcement so that everyone will know clearly. No need to contradict or accuse us of speaking for ourselves, lying, or slandering us. It's no use arguing. There's only going to be the revealing of the truth. It has to be done as soon as possible. Don't wait for him to trick you into going on with the next project. Or wait until O2's merit is truly exhausted, and then his lifespan will expire. Who do you think will be the abbot if not O6? This has already been pointed out. He has paved the way. He has already performed the spell to make everyone fall in love with him without realizing it. Not knowing means when he appears, no one can stop because it is familiar, but it does not know that he has been sitting in the center of the body for a long time by the dark side. He has done magic. The detailed part by the hidden dragon is O1. The real one has tried to tell, but you do not believe it yourself. It cannot be helped. But if it really happens, no one can really help you. We have a duty to tell, we tell. And we really feel sympathy for O1 that he loves his children so much and wants to do more than this, but we can only tell him what he wants. We cannot force everyone to believe us. We can only tell reasons. If anyone likes the reasons, they believe in the law of karma. How many people are left? Everyone. If most people still do not come to know about this matter and still make a lot of merit, thinking it is merit and are happy with 80 years. Even friends who received information from us have never read it. It is when you close your eyes and ears completely by being obsessed and overlooking any information that your good friends send you. Who should you blame? I apologize to them for having the karma of deceiving others, which makes the truth unable to penetrate your intellect or mind. But we still have to tell you because in the end, the principles and truth of the law of karma and what Mangkorn Damajeo taught at the Dream Kindergarten School are real knowledge. Knowledge that is not too much to carry on your shoulders. It will be passed down to any generation that comes to listen and will be able to understand correctly. We are not concerned about how many people will listen to us. We do not intend to attack anyone. We do not intend to obstruct anyone's livelihood. We just want to tell you where to do it and how to do it and where to do it and how to do it is wrong. As good friends, we do not want people to do wrong because they will sin and the consequences of that karma are very heavy. We can only warn and forbid them. But if you don't believe them, then don't come and cause trouble for us. We always have good intentions. We forgive everyone and we are not a threat to anyone. We did not obstruct your way of making a living. If you want to commit a sin, that's your business. We did not obstruct you. We told you the truth. You have to accept that people have the right to choose to believe or not. If you do not want people to believe in this matter, you have to come out and clarify your side of the story and see if people believe you or not. It has nothing to do with us. Our duty is to tell the truth that O1 said. We forgive everyone. With the merit that we have, we share it with everyone. May everyone be happy. May light arise in their hearts. May knowledge arise in everyone's hearts. And do the right thing, which is to go and find out the truth. To clearly distinguish that is the reason for all the projects that are being done. Is it a sin like O1 or the dragon said? And should we continue or stop? And then find a way to solve the problem. But you have to clearly identify the problem first. What is the real problem? It is not a problem that we are sitting here talking about. But it is a problem of what is really happening. And who does it affect? If you don't believe us, we won't let you suffer. But you will be the ones who will suffer when you know the truth later. It is not the way you thought. It is the way we said. And you did not believe it from the beginning. Is it too late? I'll leave this for you to think about. I'd like to express my gratitude to those who truly make merit.
กับคนที่ทำบุญ
I'd like to share the merit with everyone.
สาธุ